Hi everybody, it is Funkadelic Coffee House and we are back in action, man. It's been a long time. I say that every time I come on, but I just want you to know. It's because I moved. I moved to Hamtramck. Whole world in 2 square miles. I'm still in the Detroit area, of course. I just had to say goodbye to my humble abode, where my videos started, where the dream started. And what a moment that was. You know, I just think we step into something that's brand new. It's pretty similar. Honda's still sleeping over there, of course. And yeah, okay, that didn't sound good for it. So I've kind of been slumping with painting. And last time I painted, I had no energy. I didn't really bring any energy to this. And it was kind of embarrassing. Painting one of my favorite all-time actors, Jack Nicholson, again, second time around. I've had some moving pains moving into the place, and by that I mean a lot of stuff hasn't worked, but it's not here or there. I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out an obvious fact that has not been a thing.
Meow, 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 meow.
Will you clam up?
Meow, meow.
It was just electric. That Thunder Rockets game and the Warriors. Honestly, the Warriors game too was pretty awesome. So I'll give a lot of credit there. Sweet games to start the season. I mean, just the fact Steph Curry, come on, just like his off-ball cutting skills make him lethal. Like, it's of course that he can shoot 3, but then he'll just cut on a dime and you'll be like, dude, just got the easiest layup in his whole life. For what? I'm back on oil paint, people. And I'm doing this for the Clown Prince of Crime because of course he's one of my favorite characters ever. There's a lot of dark interpretations on him, but I do kind of like it when he's a little more campy. I was in Instagram debates and comment sections talking about who's the best Joker. And, you know, here's my take. Heath Ledger, best performance. My favorite Joker, Jack Nicholson. Because if you read the comic books, or Mark Hamill if you count animated, but if you read the comic books, you think of Jack Nicholson.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I want to talk about one battle after another because I do think it was my favorite movie this year. Kind of blew me away. Like, I'm a big Leo fan, of course, and I know that's kind of controversial now, but I just think he's such a generational actor. I think the era he's in now, where he's very getting towards that Jack Nicholson age of like kind of a older guy, I think that is like the best era for him to be in. He's clearly way funnier than people think he is. Jason Finity, welcome to the big leagues. You were awesome. Sean Penn, of course, an incredible performance. Deanna Taylor. Benicio del Toro, who has some of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Courage, Bob. Courage. Thank you, Sensei. And then, you know what freedom is? Freedom is no fear. And I just think that's so, it's so crazy that movies at the highest level can change the way you think about life. It's monumental. It is so artistic in its greatest form. I'm a big book reader, but I still think movies can have that impact. I think books can have more of like a gradual sense of, you know, if I'm reading Great Gatsby and I'm getting towards the end, I'm starting to really feel that Never Let Me Go type ending where it's like, holy shit, this is all coming together. Movies, it can be just one scene that changes things. I've been told that I have a little bit of an obsession with these superheroes, more particularly the Batman universe. But I will say it's such a comfort for me. So there's times where you might feel like you can't get anywhere with your art. And I just want to say is go back to what you love. And that is what makes things, like I had to sit in Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns for a little bit. I had to read that comic again. I had to read A Killing Joke again. I had to kind of get back to the synopsis of the character. And I've realized something, and that is just do it because you enjoy doing it. Which sounds so stupid. I know it does. But there's a certain elegance to that. And there's time to step away.
You know, without you, I just wouldn't want to go on.
So I'm still kind of putting everything where it needs to go. A weapon of choice at the helm is a fucking filbert. I think it's a round. I want to see if it's, I gotta go for a little walk.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
My goal with this is to use all my paint. Kind of finding myself getting a little stuck on the Clown Prince of Crime himself. So I am moving to the background. Oil paint is not a cheap commodity. The good news about oil is it doesn't dry out like acrylic. So I will say that does add up over time. Just saw that, I saw something about painting, and it's like, when you think about how a brush should really just be an extension of your hand, it makes a lot of sense. It's so interesting, the rivalry between the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. I think it's, you know, if you ask me who I prefer, I'd probably say Beatles. I think they're better, but I think the Rolling Stones have some really high highs, and I think that is something, you know, I mean, of course they're still together, so it's so interesting to look at the Beatles solo careers. Like, I mean, let's talk about Ringo Starr for a second. Ringo Starr had a great album with Ringo. I like Ringo. I think it's a good album. And to that point, George Harrison probably had the best opening album with All Things Must Pass. There's so many good songs in there. Beware the Darkness, My Sweet Lord, of course. All Things Must Pass. But I mean, my favorite Beatle, and I think a lot of people know this, is Paul McCartney. I think he's overhated, and I think kind of underrated. And he might be one of the greatest musicians of all time, but I still think he's underrated. And there's reasons to it. I just think, you know, he gets a lot of hate for being being the romantic one, being the cute Beatle. You know, I think that kind of worked against him in some ways. But I just think he has the most talent. Bass-wise, he is a monster. Put him on the bass and it's game over. And, you know, he's got a Bond song, and it's probably why he got knighted. But Live and Let Die is a great Bond song. It's that Roger Moore era, which people don't love, but I recently went through.
James, I need you.
So does England.
GoldenEye's pretty awesome with Pierce Brosnan. To my point, I think Daniel Craig is the best Bond. I just saw No Time to Die for the first time, and I really liked it. Casino Royale is my favorite James Bond movie of all time for multiple reasons. Mad Milkskin, monster actor, just good at everything he does. I like Skyfall. I don't love it. I think like it's pretty cool. It's everything in between Javier Bardem and Daniel Craig, to be honest. I think Daniel Craig is just a beast. And he's ideal Bond, primal, sexual, like, you know, he's a man and he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a fuck. CIA is just a treat. And if you haven't been and you're in the Detroit area, you don't even have to be in art, I'd say just go, because it's such a treat. Diego Rivera, just crown accomplishment. Their modern section is awesome. They always are highlighting something like African American or Native American art. And, you know, that's a really big pivotal thing in Michigan. I just think, you know, there's so much, the Ojibwe tribe and Potawatomi, call me out on it. I'm not going to pronounce it right, but there's just so much to see. And you could spend hours in there, or you can just kind of brush through it and see what you want to see. Because you know, I think I get jealous of the people that can do all that ultra realistic stuff. That's not me. So I'm more of a abstract guy. Here's my thoughts on turning 25. I'm excited for it. I think I feel myself getting more mature. I just moved into my own place. I have a little bit more of a stable job. Things are changing, and you know, change is inevitable, and it's real, and it's always going to happen, but it's something you got to take on the chin and take it with a positive perception. So I might be an old hag to a lot of my friends, but I want them to know that I'm probably going to run a marathon soon, or a half marathon at least, so I'll still smoke them, and I'm in pretty good shape, and I haven't been eating that great, but I'll let you know right now, if you disrespect my age, you're getting hands. That's it. And I can't put it in another way. I'm pro peace. There are things to be happy about, and that can be taken from just the smallest thing. Going outside, petting my sweet boy cat Pond. I made green juice today, and that shows how close I'm getting to 25. Ha! That kind of works. The Jack Nicholson Joker, you know, it's still kind of getting there, but we're gonna have to get a little creative, and I think that's where I'm gonna leave you off. Hopefully I have enough content for you guys. You know, I'm trying to be a little better about this. It's something I do love and I'm passionate about, and it's for me, you know. I make the videos because I want to make them, and I like the process of it, and I tell myself that, even though I do need constant affirmation and that kind of whatnot. But it's such a reprieve for me to paint, and it's weird when I take so much time off, but it's also good because it kind of reignites that fire in me. So reignite your fire, enjoy your fall, go for a walk, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Maybe share it to a friend. Let me know what you want to see from me. I'm out, and it's been an honor.